technical difficulties. Please stand by this morning. My goodness, it is it's a snowy day here in Michigan, at least for me. Randy's getting he's been lucky. He's avoided the snow, but
we're good up here.
Yeah, it crept in here last night, about 45 minutes from Randy. So it crept in on me and woke up this morning to snow on the ground. Yeah. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. No, sir. I'll take it. I'll take it over. It's only a little bit of snow. It's only like it's what we in Michigan, because we're used to the abuse, call a dusting.
barely a dusting. Barely a dusting. It's all dry up here, though.
Happy April 1st. We've made it to another April Fool's Day. You know, Randy, I seen online people asking not to play really mean pranks or mean-spirited pranks, which, you know, I understand. There's a part of me that understands that. But then there's another part that's like, oh, come on, man, it's all in good fun. You know, even some of the mean-spirited ones, you know. But hold on 1 second.
Well, the thing is, with April Fool's Day, now you can't trust nothing. You get some serious announcement come across or some news or something, you go, it's April Fool's.
Yeah.
That's just bullshit.
Yeah. And I got in a conversation with a friend of mine yesterday online, and he said, you know, it's just this. He said it's a perpetual softening of America. All of a sudden now, you know, it's don't do this on April Fool's. Just maybe, you know, like, because the thing I saw said, you know, don't give someone something nasty to eat. Don't give someone.
Well, you shouldn't be a cruel fuck any day of the week.
Right. But, you know, like.
By the way, kids, we're TVMA DLSV. So,
you know,
we might be saying words that your kids might not want to hear.
Who doesn't want to give their kids, like, booger flavored jelly beans?
There we go.
Like, you know, hey, want some candy? Sure. You know, they used to make hot Snicker bars. Like, they were fake, but they were spicy as hell. Don't do that. It could hurt someone. It's like, okay, I guess it could. We'll just get rid of the day. We'll just get rid of the April Fool's Day, and, you know, we'll just move on as a, you know, just 1984. Nice and sterile. Just.
Marv says, hey, everyone, hope you're having a good day. To those outside the U.S., get your Indie Volt Revolt PDF, and you won't regret it. Still at work. Have fun, guys, and see you later. See you, Marv.
The Indie Volt Revolt.
Right,
that's right. The book that's tearing up Indiegogo.
Tearing it up.
Tearing it up. Sorry, you hear my dog in the back. That's because I have a house full of integrates.
Tearing it up so much, I was going to offer the next backer a free sketch.
Really?
Trying to move this thing along. Yeah. Damn it, it's not moving fast enough. You know how though. You know, well, you haven't had a campaign, but no. I haven't really either. This is my first one, but you always get those guys going, no, we're in that lull. We're in that. And I should have remembered that when I made a 60-day campaign, because that gives me an extra 30 days of lull, apparently. But hey, Indie Volt Revolt, people on Indiegogo.
Good times. You know, Randy,
we got a lot of people in there, and we could use a lot more. So every 50 backers adds another story.
Mm-hmm.
We've had promises from Luke Stone.
Oh, you got 42 backers now, so you're creeping up there. I mean,
yeah, we had somebody buy a PDF, I think, yesterday or the day before. So everybody's there watching for the 49th backer so that they can be the 50th to get that mischievous print. So, come on, everybody. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got to. I mean, I don't think if I was running this campaign, I would panic, because it's 44 days left. I mean, it kind of makes you, I got time. But, you know, again, you and I both know, especially like when you're putting together conventions,
we don't have time.
That 44 days will slide off the calendar real quick.
We don't have time. We just don't. Yeah. Not anymore.
The next thing you know, you're looking at, you know.
We got stuff to do.
Yeah.
And really, this book should be selling itself because it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, where else? This is the only place they're ever going to get the secret origin of dreaded dinosaur, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're the only place they're going to see all of these great stories together in one place. I mean, everybody owns their own story, and they're more than welcome to print it and reprint it. Like the story that Russ Leach has got in there, it's going to be in Only Death Can Save Us in the second book. But this is the only place you're going to be able to see it in black and white with some great gray tones.
Yeah.
You know, well, some people would figure that was a detriment, but a lot of other people enjoy black and white books.
Yeah.
Everything Arrow has ever done up to this date has been a black and white book.
Trico says, almost forgot it was Thursday until I got the notification.
Notification.
Yeah. Last week went by very quickly.
I didn't want to bother him because he's dealing with people drawing bumper covers on bumpers on bumper cars on, you know, or bumper nuts, bumper washers, bumper covers on bumper washers on bumpers on bumper cars. Yeah.
Last week went by very quickly, and this week is doing the same.
It's already Thursday.
Yeah.
But Joe says good morning from the desk of a small press publisher.
Good morning, Joe.
Morning, Joe. We're here pouring coffee, waiting to wake up.
Yeah. I'm up. I'm awake.
Up. Special report from the restroom.
Comics are awesome.
There we go. Don't forget to wipe.
Sounds like where he was at, yeah.
Make sure that seat's down when you're done, Keanu.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Don't want to be got to be nice.
Should we start the intro so we can put our pretty faces up?
I can start it. I'll start the
right.
intro. I'll start the intro. Here we go.
Everything's perfectly all right now. We're fine. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
What the fuck is the matter with people in this business?
Time to get up, everybody. It's time for the breakfast buzz. I'm going to shut the coffee off now, and you'll have to deal with us. Boom. Eek.
Oh, look at our faces. Oh,
holy crap.
It's too early in the morning.
Way too early.
Way too early. But people are awake because Indie World Radio has questions, so people are awake. Thank goodness.
Come on in, everybody. We see you out there. Glenn B. Fleming says, good morning. Good morning.
Oh, this is only two of us.
Joe says, how many April Fool's jokes will we endure today? Too many. That's how many, Joe. Way too many.
Way too many jokes.
You can't trust anything you hear today. You know, especially when we talk about our upcoming deals with DC and Marvel.
That's right. You know, but you know, well, it's that and that.
I'm finally going to get that Red Wolf miniseries I've always wanted to write.
Yeah. You know, there are, you know, special announcements today that need to be made. You know,
Mike Jimmy says, morning, Mike Jimmy.
First of all, Lore has obliterated the Kickstarter, Indiegogo.
Grabbed Indiegogo by the balls and made people buy it.
It actually crashed their servers last night. No, it's Lola's actually very, very happy with what she's done so far. And
Russ says, hey guys.
Hello, Russ.
Or is that hey guys? No, take it. Hey, yeah. Russ, how you doing?
When you say it like Russ, yeah, it sounds like
no, it's Russ's comic book black belt. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Speaking of April Fools, we're going to continue all our comics from now on in sepia tones. Yes, Mike. That's a lost art.
Do it in sepia.
Some people don't want it to be found.
Sepia.
Here we go. Good morning to the buzz. Good morning, art victim. Sorry, you're a victim.
I've been victimized.
You're doing well this morning, Art.
I've been victimized by Art too. It's okay.
We're all victimized by Art. Silly old Art. Anyway, we hope everybody's doing well.
Yes.
We should probably switch places. Hang on a second. There we go. Now I feel better.
It's
Come
been
on, come on in, everybody.
I have so much to do today after the show. I got a quick run to go get some hardware for my computer. I guess it's not really a hard, it's a peripheral.
Make a list.
Yeah, I got drawing to do. I got stopped by the tax place. It's gonna be.
I got one script I keep promising to get out. Another script I have to write here really quick. Cover I have to finish. Yeah, it's a busy day.
Yeah, it's all my fault to procrastinating.
All that's your fault. I spent 2 hours yesterday trying to reprogram Monica's phone because on her birthday we went out and
you said I dropped her phone in water. Yeah,
she dropped. Yeah, in the water. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
she forgot to take it out of her back pocket. That's what it was. I've done the same thing though, so I can't complain. But I can complain that it took so long to transfer the data. Holy crap! It's like filing your taxes. Go here, go there. Do you want this? Are you sure you don't want this?
My mother had a phone that she dropped into a bucket of water 3 times within like 4 months. The third time was a charm. It was like finally when the phone said, all right.
Yeah, fuck this, we're done.
Yeah.
Gonna do that 3 times in a row. Screw
it.
Done. It only took me once though.
Mm-hmm.
And then you learn to take your phone out of your back pocket before you sit down.
Indie Vote Radio question, and this is from Mike. Hello, Mike. He says, why do you guys think indie comic creators never got in on the whole hero clicks craze? They'd be cheaper to produce and easier to make. Mike, I don't know. I think that, first of all, I don't think there was a lot of crowdfunding at that point. 3D printers were just starting to kind of make themselves available to the average person. But as far as modifications, I got a few hero clicks here.
I think it's the same reason why we didn't get in on the Beanie Baby craze.
Couldn't make them. Couldn't make them. No need.
Why?
Well, the thing about hero clicks is
the only cool thing about hero clicks was the Galactus hero click. That was cool.
I play
here's your character, here's your other character, here's freaking Galactus. I'm like, that was cool.
I played hero clicks for a while, and
I'm sorry,
a friend of mine, we I was
Pokemon
buying them
cards,
and they it was a fun game, but for me, and I knew to expect it. It was the aftermarket. Some people were buying up figures, you'd buy them up. And I got a feeling if they kind of revamp it again, if they start doing blind packs,
it might come back in another 10 years just to catch the people that were gullible. Or the people that were really into the hobby.
Yeah, they're still out there. I still got some hero clicks that I got bags of them. I started ordering bags of them from I remember ordering
got bags of them. Yes.
I remember ordering some hero clicks from a lady I think she was in Texas, and I got the bag, and the bag had hero clicks, but at the corner of the bag was a bunch of Chex Mix. I never understood what the Chex Mix were. Like, I'm missing something here. Did your kids eat
that was hero clicks to me just as popular as Pogs.
That's not right, man. You can't say that.
Why not? I can say that. Comics. We're here to sell comics. We want people reading funny books and entertaining, not looking at a coin or looking at a thing that's like yay big that you can move across a silly board.
Yeah.
Games.
Or the anti-monitor hero clicks. That one was cool too. Yeah, they had some really nice ones. But the problem is that people started modifying them. And that's maybe what Mike is messaging about. Yeah, you could have modified. I'm pretty sure someone has. I don't think it was done, though, just like everyone was doing it.
Sure, somebody out there modified a Beanie Baby or two in their time, too. That doesn't mean much.
Yeah.
They're still barely worth what you can get the next guy to pay for them.
Yeah, I've seen people make custom Funko Pops, and those are fine. But and they're custom, so they're not. And we've had Grandpa's Comic Con come in and told us I think he checked it out. It was $30,000, I think it was, just to get Funko to start cranking out a figure. And you get like 15.
That's you can file that under smoke 'em while you got them.
You get a bunch of them, Yeah, with the boxes and everything, and then they're actually made by Funko, which is cool.
Yeah, well, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah, if you had to have Funko Pops, but you need about 30K. Get it done.
Pat Koala, thanks for listening. Pat says April Fool's jokes will likely just anger me today, knowing that the news we got yesterday we are all wishing was an April Fool's joke. Lost a great voice in support of comics.
Yeah, David Phillips passed away yesterday, and I was on air, and I didn't want to bring it up because of the nature of the show I was on, but yeah, I was going to mention it this morning. David Phillips passed away, and we get so conditioned on March 31st, April 1st to not believe anything that we see. And that's sad. He was at pretty much at every guy. He's the type of guy too that you would see in places you didn't expect. I seen him in a couple of XICW wrestling shows.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah, it was just like he was just everywhere. So you are a big part of podcasting here at the Detroit Podcast Network.
Was he a big contributor to the podcast industry?
Yeah, especially here in Michigan, and yes, it's sad to see that, to get that news. I reached out to Stephanie, who was close with him, and I offered her my condolences as well. And but it was like so many people. It's one of those people that everyone knew him. So very sad. And also, right before that, it's just weird. People have been, people in the comics industry have been, unfortunately, 2021 has been a year we've lost a few of them. The one thing though that I think is important is that we keep moving forward, remembering the people, continuing their legacy, and trying to make sure that we keep their name out there as best we can. I have a I have coming up very soon on Indie Volt.
An important announcement?
Yeah, I have an announcement that I'll be making.
Don't do it today. No one will believe
No one will believe me. No one will believe me. They won't believe me today, but I do have an announcement I'll be making about something where else we're going to be doing on Indie Volt. I'm trying to wait. I've tried to wait until your campaign is over though. Because
my campaign?
Yeah, it's the Indie Volt Revolt has to.
I'm sorry that I should have started it a lot sooner.
It's okay. I'm glad that you started it when you did, but I want to make sure that it.
I had to get it done now that Arrow Comics has plans. It's got to get we've got to move on.
Hurry it up!
It's time to get it done, get it out, get it rolling, so that everything else can roll in after it. So that's what that's what's important. It's just to keep churning away like butter.
So
John says, "Good morning, guys. I'm exhausted this morning. I'm recovering from the ending of my Kickstarter." Ooh, John, how'd you do? Hope you did well, John.
This next question is about Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Do you want to bring some people in so they can?
We should. Who are we going to bring in?
I don't know. Does anybody want to come in? Does anybody have anything they want to talk about this morning?
This is Mike Jimmy. Says I dropped my pen display stylus in my coffee once, and then I only found out 4 hours later. I took a nap after that.
Yeah, I just got one. I'm kind of terrified that I'm gonna break it.
Morning, John.
Well,
hey, John.
I've had a pen tablet before.
Here, a monitor. That's cool too. Hey, Joe. It's a lot of hay this morning. Good morning. Good morning, Joe D and Russ. Good morning. Morning. Comics are awesome. Yes, they are. Morning, Russ. How's the smell of success today? Joe wants to know. Smelly. That's how it is. Except for you, chum. Oh, churn. Better. Except when you churn butter. It gets thicker and stays in place. Yep. Thanks. Kit Falbo?
Yep.
Kit Falbo. Thanks for listening this morning. We haven't even introduced ourselves.
Oh, well, everyone knows who we are by now. No, but that's
Don't you know who we are?
Indie Vote Radio.
Nobody even knows what you've done. Yeah.
I'm very right. I founded Indie Volt Media LLC. Started making comics since 2008, and I have been a perpetual pain in the ass since then. They call him Mr. Pita, Pita, Mr. Pita. Pain in the ass. There was verbal confirmation from my mom. If you guys didn't
Pita. Okay,
yeah.
Pita. All right,
Mr. Pita.
All right.
You are.
What's that? That was your introduction?
That is very short and sweet.
Not going to mention Liberty Distribution. Did you mention Liberty Distribution? Did you mention
always at the end of the show?
Indie Volt TV. Did you mention?
That's at the end of the show. That never happens in the beginning.
The Indie Volt Awards? No, that's always at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I've been doing alternative and independent comics for many, many decades. I've done everything that you can imagine in this business and then some. Retailed for over a decade. Distributed my own newspaper, comics and entertainment paper locally here for a good decade. And now I'm back into the direct market working on Arrow Comics. This is our fourth incarnation of the company. And we are rolling out with the Indie Volt Revolt book that's currently over on Indiegogo. That's a sequential art collection. A lot of us contributors here on the Indie Volt podcast all got together and did our best stories and put them together into a book. And right now it's about 120 pages long. Every 50 backers that comes in adds at least another 10 pages to the book. So we've got a lot of stories waiting to go in, and they're waiting for backers. So jump over there and look at that. Look at Indie Volt Revolt and back it if you can. Absolutely. And back it soon so that there's not a lot of lead time between us prepping stories and getting this book to the printer, because it's very important to us to turn this book right around as soon as this campaign's done. And this campaign's only got, I think, 42, 43 days left to go.
Yeah. Jennifer Looters is morning. What are the steps in doing a Kickstarter? I'm clueless.
Well, you have to go over there and click on the start a campaign button and just start wading through it. The Indiegogo one, I understand, is a little easier, and it still took me about 2 or 3 days to prep everything and get the graphics together and get it in there. I am not sure how much more difficult it is to do a Kickstarter than to do an Indiegogo, because I have not done a Kickstarter. So
it's from what I understand, it's very close to the same thing, but you got to get in there and start pulling out, those little bells and whistles. Oh, sometimes they want you to have to add, like Lola had a hang up last night right before she launched, trying to figure out where the what was it? They kept erasing her state out of the address bar.
That's weird.
Yeah, and she had put it in there like 4 times, and it kept taking it out of there. So, but you have to put in, what your perks are. You have to figure it out. There's a lot of work that goes.
There's a bit of work
go into it before you.
Pat says the end of the Kickstarter is the most stressful and yet relieving time in a creator's life.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that go into it before you should sit down and open that campaign. You got to start thinking about what your tiers are going to be. You can go in there and open it, set the account up, and start putting it together. Look at other Kickstarters, see what they're offering, see what kind of tiers they have, because you want to offer something that let people know that, hey, because you're supporting this cause early on, you're going to get something special for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like for example, these books that Randy's doing for the Revolt, these books won't be printed again. This is it.
No, yep, this is it. After this campaign is done, it's not going in demand. It's not any day after, hey, I found out you had a campaign kind of thing going on. We're going to figure out the numbers and take it right to press, and there won't be a whole lot of extra. It'll be done, because Arrow has got plans to do some books for the direct market that'll be coming up here at the latter part of the year, and we're currently in production on those. So.
Holy crap. Someone popped in early in the morning. There's no makeup. Are you sure you want to come on?
You're about to get a shoe.
Yeah,
I can tell just from the green room how she's looking at you. Holy crap.
Are you
be nice.
Because it's too early in the morning for heels. I worry about nothing this morning. It's too early in the morning for heels.
It's never too early for a bat.
Bringing in someone I'm surprised they woke up this morning.
It's the indie princess, folks.
Yeah, surprised she woke up this morning.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
And I do have on makeup. It's just very light makeup.
Woman never goes anywhere without her face.
She's you woke up this morning. Even your hair hasn't got its vibrancy this morning. What's up, man? Yeah.
You're picking on her hair?
Everyone's catching me waking up.
Yeah, you should hear the things that are said to me around here. This is nothing.
We're evil to each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Analogies are important because readers will chew you out. Unless getting it wrong is the point. Kid Falboo. Kid Falboo says. Thanks, Kid. Mike Jimmy. Pre-launch, making the page, marketing hell for a month, straight pulling people in. Make the thing you kickstarted for or fulfill if you already finished the project and fulfill.
Yeah. We had a situation a couple of days ago brought to my attention. Someone messaged me and they said, hey, are you going to say anything about this Kickstarter or this campaign? Because this person promised their book in the coming months, and they had a year start time. They had a year lead time, raised a whole bunch of money very quickly, and they had a whole year's lead time. And then they said, hey guys, listen, we are working, and we are going to there's going to be a slight delay. You might not get your book until September. And I was like, the person asked me, are you going to cover this on indievolt.com? And I said, no. And I was kind of, why won't you cover it? Then I thought about it. This particular person has shown that they are moving, that they are doing things. If you look at the content they've created, they are showing that they are constantly, doing things. It's not a grift. If it was a grift, if they were sitting on their butt like me and just, eating Krispy Kremes and, that'd be different. Yeah, I'd hold their feet to the fire.
You have Krispy Kremes?
Yeah. I got a $20 Krispy Kreme card for my birthday I haven't used yet.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm going to buy some donuts.
Yeah.
But there is, when someone is working, you don't go after them. Things happen. You start a campaign, you think that you got everything taken care of, and then you find out that it is not taken care of.
Well, what's really annoying to me is you've got people out there that are running 3 or 4 campaigns that are like, all right, buddy, enough. You need to stop. You need to fulfill what you've already promised and then move on.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a difference between running and rotating product and then, actually doing a book, campaigning the book, finishing the campaign and shipping the book. There needs to be some sort of order or regulation as far as that goes. You can't be running 4 campaigns at once. That's just not right. No matter what you're doing on the book.
Well, now too, what's happening is I'm seeing people actually.
2, I think, is pressing it because you do one and then you can start another one up while you're fulfilling the first one.
Yeah, I've seen people create campaigns in other names too, so they'll jump up and they'll create a campaign in someone else's name. Like it's not. It sucks, Then they've got 4 other ones, like you said, in various states of in demand or whatever it is.
Which is a good time to announce to people to be on the lookout for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th campaign from Arrow Comics coming soon. We'll be soliciting for those. We're going to put up a pre-launch page real fast. So no, I'm just kidding. April Fools, everybody. We're not going to do that. We might start another one soon, though.
Yeah, we'll just run 18 campaigns all over the place. We'll run 18 Indie Vote campaigns.
18 campaigns are tight.
Yeah. We'll put one of my mama's name, one of my wife's name, one of my sons, mine, my neighbors. But you think about it, you could. And then we're seeing people do that. They are actually like, it's like, hey, I know Pat Koala. I'm going to see what Pat's do. I'm gonna launch a project through Pat. I'm gonna launch a Pat project through Kit. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do these different. And it really is not. Yeah.
Or another thing that drives me crazy, since we're standing on soapboxes this morning, are people that throw out campaigns for a comic, and then they have a not just a t-shirt, but they have 3 t-shirts, 2 beanies, 5 hoodies, 6 other books, all at once, all piled into this one campaign, and it makes their campaign look really, really big when really it's a bunch of little tiny campaigns that are all added up together.
Yeah,
to make yourself look big.
Yeah, well, it happens because what?
Hi, I'm opening a store.
I think that happens because people they really want to make that campaign successful, and I mean I don't blame anybody for that, but I do think that it does get it can get kind of stressful as a backer because some of those things are expensive. Some of those people,
and that one is going to come back to bite them on the behind because of their warehouse space. That's going to be great. They're going to hear stories about that, for videos on that for months. So it's so easy to, because I've been in the apparel business before for a couple of decades, and it's so easy to mess up a print order, especially if you're doing direct shipping. So there's an education about to come there. That'll be great. Well, I said a red hoodie. You sent me a black hoodie.
There's a song about hoodies that I used to sing all the time.
Okay.
And it was one of those auto-tune the news shows, and they had a hoodie song. It was very funny.
Yeah. Get back to the chat here. Russ says mention it all, start to end. Jennifer says I'm an illustrator, just starting my own comic. I'm a newbie to it. Nice to meet you all. Nice to meet you, Jennifer, and good luck on that book. Do your research. That's the best thing, biggest thing that we can recommend for you to do. Take your time, watch a lot of videos, get to know what people are doing, get to know what people are doing badly, and then don't do that. It's all of education, and we are really big on educating people here. Dreaded Dinosaur says, good morning. Good morning. Eric, hope you're doing well. Hey, we all start somewhere. No worries. Plenty of folks are around, happy to help where they can. Absolutely. Absolutely, Jennifer, you've come to the right place. Just ask around, and most of the people in this business are real happy to tell you. Most of them are also very happy to let you know how they screwed up, and in order for you not to make the same mistake that they did. So, but definitely do your research. Go around and do a lot of listening. Get to know people. Get to know products. Get to know the market. That's the big thing. You already probably know the market if you're working in comics. So,
and I spoke to go out there, meet people, don't fall into any clicks.
Jennifer says thanks, Mike. Yeah, you have to really be careful because there's some people out there that are cultish, that they want everything surrounded by them, and they're the attention people, and you get to know who those. It usually, not all the time, but usually those people turn out to be the really toxic ones that you want to avoid.
Yeah.
But ask around, get to know folks, get to know a number of folks, a wide variety of people, and show your stuff off, as much as you can. And get people over to your Facebook page, start networking, and become part of the industry. I keep trying to stay away from that word community because the community has a Gladys Kravitz across the street peering out her shades, waiting to call the HOA about how tall your bushes are.
Yeah.
And we don't want an industry like that. We want an industry of friends or family that help each other out instead of berate each other and try to tear each other down. John says, I'm happy with picking up 60 supporters. Awesome, John. With the launch of Bloodwing Angel Chronicles, 52 pages for the issue. I am 2/3 of the way into drawing the next 52. Awesome, John.
Let's stay home.
Jimmy says, take your time building the campaign. Better to take an extra day than to fix things afterwards. So much better. Mike Jimmy is dead on. And be careful. I woke up like this. Aaron says.
That you feel low? I woke up like this.
Good morning, Indy. I don't have any makeup either. No worries. Art Victim says. Jennifer says, I'm glad I'm not the only one that it's not a morning person. LOL. Well, we here at Indie Volt do a number of different podcasts. Jennifer, I don't know if you've listened to us before, but we also do a Tuesday night show at 9 p.m. Then the Breakfast Buzz here is 9 a.m. because we are part of the Indie Volt Media Network. And we have an internet radio service that's worldwide. So we have a lot of listeners for our Thursday morning and our Sunday morning programs that aren't in our time zone or even on the continent, which we absolutely love. We get big numbers, and we love each and everybody out there listening to us because everybody has input. And it's so interesting to hear from listeners from other countries about what books they're reading, what comics they're into. Because the art form is so different when you get out of the States, because we've always been looked down on thanks to the Comic Code Authority and that spiral rack that I've got behind me. And the way the distribution systems worked the last 30 years, they've narrowed our market down to mostly male, mostly macho demographic, where everybody should be reading comics. And you get outside of the States and the art form is literally looked at completely different than what it is here. Everybody's an artist. Everybody's appealing to different audiences, a wide variety of audiences, or the widest variety possible. And it's an amazing art form, and it's one we're hoping to stretch out and outreach with more, campaigns and direct market reach, or wherever comics can be seen. There was a while there back during the 30s, 40s, and 50s where comics were selling millions of copies off of the newsstand that had a wide variety of subjects. There were romance comics and sports comics. There was almost comics of every type before it all got narrowed down to superheroes. So it's a great market and a great art form to be in. It says hell for a month sounds a little scary. Haha. It's not really. Month. You have to learn marketing. You have to learn promotion. You have to get out there and talk about your work. You have to go wherever they'll let you go on and talk to a wide variety of people as possible, especially right now, because the market is so dispersed. We don't know, even going on somebody's podcast that only has 5 people listening, those 5 people might actually be the ones that buy into your book the hardest, or your campaign the biggest. And it only takes a handful of people to sustain a campaign, which is one of the fun things about crowdfunding, because that money doesn't go to a distributor. It doesn't go to a large corporation in support of the IPs that are really out there to sell the Underoos or the movie. It goes to the artist who's just looking to get by and sell their wares, and making a living is truly a blessing that's deeply appreciated. You get into these big mainstream companies and they treat their people like cogs. Well, technically that's how they've always looked at them, doing a specific job for a specific price and just an assembly line type of deal. And luckily alternative and independent comics don't have to be like that. A lot of times they are, especially when a creator doesn't have the time to do like coloring or lettering or something like that. And he can find somebody to help do that, fulfill that job. But, indies are a lot more, well, that's why they're indies. They're independent, and alternative. Comic Black Belt says, I have a large percentage of the work done up front. Yep, that's also good. Hit the deadline and fulfill. Do this if you want a successful second campaign. Absolutely. You ride on your reputation. It's not a matter of grift. Do what you say you're going to do. It builds trust. Absolutely. Mike Jimmy says it's very stressful, but also seriously satisfying once you hit that goal. No one said it'd be easy, but it can make life a lot easier. Dreaded Dinosaur comes in and says, I'm not launching till most of it's done. Yeah, that's the thing with the Indie Volt Revolt book. 90% of it's on a print file I already have. And I'm just adding stuff and moving stories around, which is fun. It's kind of like moving, playing with toys. But it's a lot of fun to put that package together, but it's what I've done for decades, and I love doing it. So, and prepping, contents pages and credits pages and all of that, and looking forward to that. So Mike Jimmy says, oh, hell no. Don't start something new before fulfilling the first. Absolutely. That's the way I feel about it. It is better to have the work done first then, yes, because then you're able to concentrate on your marketing and your promotion and getting an audience to the work that's already done. I had a talk with an artist yesterday who was asking about, he was going to do a graphic novel and then decided he wanted to do floppies and then wanted to crowdfund it and wasn't sure about the regularity of doing it because he's got a full-time job. And I said, well, don't solicit for the first book until you've got the second one at least half done. So then you can keep to a certain schedule. Bi-monthly, monthly, bi-monthly is good when you're doing a 32-page book, because people have always expected monthly or bi-monthly publications when they go to look for it at the newsstand. But if you're going to square bound it, if you're going to do a graphic novel, then you can take your time on it and have it done on your schedule and do it whenever you want, because it's a book. And people even subconsciously look at the square binding as a book as opposed to a periodical. And books are a lot more, there's a lot more leniency as far as release dates go for books than there are for periodicals. Periodicals need to hit a schedule. And if you don't, then people go, well, you're late, even though you're not late. Like what they were saying about the other guy with the crowdfunding campaign, a lot of crowdfunders get late, stay late, or just be habitually horribly late. And that doesn't help their bottom line any, like Russ said in a comment above. You have to gain that trust with your reader and give them the entertainment value that they'll expect on a certain, regular basis. So try to keep as best as you can to a deadline and schedule. Any words on that? I'm just blabbing away.
No, I believe that, again, starting extra campaigns, or that you shouldn't do it. Focus on the one, get the one fulfilled. At least know that, you've got everything done. I commend Lola for getting a lot of her perks and her extra tiers done beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
She had to put, a lot of her own money forward first to get things done. And, I would also suggest, if you can, do that. Don't rely on the money from the campaign to get a lot of stuff done. You still have to invest in your product first. So maybe
it's a lot easier once you've got that first one under your belt, and eventually you can become a machine where you're turning things around. Brian Pulido is always the best example for this, because he's been doing it the longest and has worked it up to be the strongest, even though he's dealing with he has a set market.
But I'm talking about like that first campaign, that person doesn't know what they're doing. You still should take some time to go in there and invest in yourself. Maybe take your stimulus check and figure out what you're going to do. If you're an artist, you cut a big part of that. What usually scares people down, because you're the artist, or and you can do the drawing yourself, because some artists are expensive. Some artists are very expensive, but you could do that if you can. Also, just get a lot of stuff in house and get the book printed. A few people I know have this. They'll print the book already. The book is printed. The book is ready to go. They actually use the platforms more as a source of being able to almost like a pre-order page.
Yes,
because they've already got the book printed. The book is already, when they launch the campaign, the print files are already in there. So they know they're going to get.
And we're in such an age of print on demand, though, that you don't have to go to print until you know how many to print.
Yeah.
After your campaign is done, because most print on demand places, the good print on demand places, have a 2-week turnaround time.
And also, we joke about being print to order, but print more than what you order, because there's going to be problems. Someone's going to say they didn't get their book. Someone's going to get their book. It's going to be, no matter how, look, I mean, like, I've seen Gemini mailers actually do a pretty good job in keeping your books safe. But I've seen the postman do things to those. Somebody posted where a postman apparently had ran over one, and he still stuffed in the person's mailbox. So for sorry, oops, mistakes happen. So I think what probably happened is the postman was putting it in the mailbox or something, and he dropped it, probably rolled over it, knows what he did, ran back, picked it up, put it back in the mailbox.
Probably did.
And the book looked like it got rolled over by a forklift. The book wasn't unreadable. it was a trade, so there was a noticeable bend in it. And the creator saw it, said no problem, sent them out a new book. So always print,
at least a 10 to 15% overprint.
Find out, like just in case, because stuff will happen.
Yeah. Joe says LMAO from Varian admitting he grifts to Randy announcing Arrow 4.06 crowdfunding campaign. The April Fool's jokes are flowing.
Hey, I'm the Griff King.
Yeah. Jennifer says, do you ever give away a sticker or pin with the comic all the time? Something small all the time. But again, you want to figure that expense into your campaign because pins and stickers are not necessarily cheap.
Yeah.
You want to be conscious of everything that you want to give away to folks, and make sure you are not going to take a hard hit because you promised a Koizunen pin that costs a lot more than you thought. You have to do that homework.
I want to say this too, Randy, because it lends itself to crowdfunding. When we started Last Call Comics, which is a publishing company I co-own, one of the things that I decided to do, and I don't think I learned this from anyone. I think it's just something that I wanted to build a brand. I wanted to build a company's name. I didn't like. I started noticing that you could slap Marvel. I have a hat that says Marvel.
Like to slap Marvel.
Yeah. I have you could put that logo on anything, and it encompassed everything. But I started noticing I'm representing I got a company's logo on my hat. I mean, that's no different from Nike, but this is a comic book brand. And I thought, it would have been really easy for them to say, well, Wolverine, Spider-Man, they have those hats, but they figured out a way to build the brand. So I started doing that. I started building the Last Call brand, and I had a lot of, people, friends of mine, who were like, well, why don't you have shirts with your character on it? And I'm like, well, first of all, those shirts were expensive. But I would have all these Last Call comic shirts made, and people did buy them. I have hats, I have shirts that say Last Call Comics on them, and people would tell me all the time, you should put your characters on there. And that is true, but I was busy building the brand. Well, we have Tipsy plushes. We have
eventually we'll be offering that Indie Volt coffee cup that you see on every thumbnail.
Yeah.
Only without the koala stuffed in it.
Yeah, and soap.
And soap.
But there is
and soap box.
Yeah, there is a you should be, so what I did was I started building things outside, and that helped Lola a lot with the crowdfunding she did, because she started like building based on the world she was creating. So even her tiers have a lot to do with the story. So there's
and once you started your first company, you couldn't stop. You just kept creating company after company.
I just kept creating companies. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
I had to. I got LLC'd. It's like a drug. Sugar Chris is in the chat. Hey, Sugar.
LLC'd.
Yeah. I got LLC'd.
Hey, Sugar. Hope everything's going well. Jennifer says thank you so much. Always here to help. We love educating people. That's something that we figured out early on in this podcast, is that we can actually talk to people, and people talk back to us too.
yeah. Sometimes though, we don't like what they have to say. They say that.
Heck yeah. That's why we're the sup ass boys.
Yeah.
Sup ass boys.
Anyway. There's a Indie Vote Radio question. Why? Okay, I have got. Why is Russ Leach is coming in? Yeah, we'll get a different opinion from him. We'll get some distinguished gentleman.
I think not.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now joined by Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hi there, my name's Russ Leach. I am a comic book artist, and it's not my fault, honest. When I'm not shouting at cars, I can be found drawing comics. I've done things like Ben 10, Doctor Who, done some stuff for Marvel, and now I'm drawing my own comics. You can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt, or you can go find out about that book. Only Death Can Save Us. OnlyDeathCanSaveUs.com is still available in demand for a short period of time before we go to direct market.
We'll get a proper answer now for this one. goodness. This is from Big Kev. Big Kev says
Big Kev.
Yeah.
As opposed to Little Kev.
Yeah. We have a lot of Big Kevs down the pub in UK.
Yeah. Big Kev says, hey, what is up with all of the infighting with creators between Indiegogo and Kickstarter? I literally lost 2 Facebook friends, people I've known for over 5 years that I've done work with because I decided to launch my book on Indiegogo. I didn't know with all my research that the crowdfunding platform I chose would cause me friendships and work partners.
Big Kev, those are what they call fickle friends.
They ain't your friends.
They're not your friends. They're following a dogmatic political line. There is some political thinking out there that one platform is for this and the other platform is for that, when it's all just solid BS, because we should be all out there pushing good comics.
Yeah.
And it literally needs to stop. Those people you don't even need to associate with. Just let them go. You do great comics, keep doing great comics, and they'll eventually come back and apologize to you and go, oh, well, we're sorry, we were idiots. But it does happen all the time. Yes,
just ignore them. I with Only Death Could Save Us. My writer is Rick Hoskin. My editor is Tim Quinn, who is an ancient ex-Marvel editor. These guys have been around. They know a lot of the people in the industry. Also, over on Down the Tubes with John Freeman, who is part of the comic book industry as well. He was he put up a review of my book, or he put up a preview of the book, because we all know each other. And somebody approached, or somebody left a comment, and it is typical. There's one of these people who are typical wannabes. They just want to abuse other people. Left a comment, said something about Comicsgate as it referred to me, and John obviously asked me about it. And I gave John an honest answer, which is I will talk to and work with whoever I see to be reasonable, decent, and approachable and professional. I don't care what label you put on them. I'll work with them. And if you don't like it, what are you doing on this show? Yeah. Apart from this lot, And if you don't like it, then just go away, because I'm not interested. I'm interested in having comics for everyone. I want comics to be as wide-ranging as possible. They're a fantastic educational medium. They're also an incredible entertainment medium. I personally am not interested in ideology or politics. Doesn't mean you can't put it in your comics. Off you go. But all I'm interested in is entertainment. If people want to be like that, just let them be like it and ignore them. They just don't need to be part of your life or part of your professional scope. So I do get involved with people at Comicsgate. Some people call me Comicsgate, and do you know what? I don't care, because I'm not here to be labeled. I'm here to make comics and to make people happy by reading those comics if I possibly can. And I don't. I'm done with all this rubbish. Hi there, how you doing, Mike? I'm really not interested in it. I'm interested in people, not in the labels that other people apply to them.
Yes.
So I don't go chasing labels. I don't go chasing groups. I don't go chasing cliques. I just talk to people. And if people are decent to me and want to work with me, then that's enough, to be honest. So, and that was the answer I gave. And John was like, fair enough. That's the answer. Yeah. No problem at all. And of course, Comicsgate does get a bad name because there's a whole bunch of people that hate Comicsgate. And to be fair, there's a whole bunch of people in Comicsgate, I'm sure, that aren't very nice people either, because you always get percentages of crowds that are rotten. Yeah, it's just the way it is.
Yeah, there's always going to be a percentage of shits out there.
Yeah, there's always a percentage of people that are rotten. And so my suggestion is forget all the labels and forget all the name calling and just approach people individually and see how they are with you. And if they're decent, then fine, work with them. Do your thing.
If there's people out there that follow one platform or another and don't follow product or talent or look of the book, they are the ones that are missing out, not you. Yeah. They're the ones that are falling short and that aren't going to get the entertainment value by somebody who's open-minded to go out there and actually look at the product. So we've had people on this program from every walk that you can imagine. And if they can tolerate us, we can tolerate them.
Yeah.
That's the way we feel. And if they have a professional product, we really want to promote that.
And the detail that's part of that question is that some people have decided that Kickstarter is a particular ideology and that Indiegogo is a particular ideology. Some of it has been because of historic events, but most of it is just predetermined rubbish. They have an idea in their head and that's the end of it. And the people don't talk enough to each other. They don't communicate enough with each other to understand that it's all about the comics. It's all about making comics. You do what you want, get out there, make sure your product is really, really good and that you're polite and professional to people, because all the people are out there right at the moment clawing at each other and being particularly hideous to each other won't be in comics in 10 years' time. Okay, because
those are the toxic people we talked about earlier that you want to try to stay away from.
Yeah, there is a slippery pole. Yeah. There is definitely a slippery pole. And it doesn't matter if you're on top at the moment or not. If you treat people badly, eventually it's going to come back and bite you on the backside. So don't do it. Just go out there, make it happen. Make a great comic and entertain people. Educate people if you like, whatever it might be, whatever your purpose is to your comic. But just go out there and do it and be decent to people. And that's what it comes down to.
It is.
Yeah.
We're now joined by Mike. Mike should introduce himself to the radio audience.
Hey everyone, I am Mike Jimmy de Bruin from the Netherlands. I draw the comic Live on Cora, which is currently running on Indiegogo for issue 3. The first 2 issues are free to read on Tellus, and we are one backer away from giving away an original comic page to anyone in the world. So to unlock it, if you grab a digital copy, that's €4 or $5. You can actually get an original page with your order. So yeah, and that's what I do. If I'm not found doing something else, then I'm probably drawing, and I'm on the internet somewhere.
Loitering. I like to loiter.
Loitering.
Oh yes.
Loitering.
Haven't loitered in a long time.
Sugar Chris says, I found an Arrow comic in my pawn shop yesterday.
Somebody actually got paid. Somebody paid them for an Arrow comic. That's awesome.
Outstanding.
I hope they were able to. I hope it helped them pay their bill. Yeah.
Pawn shops are tight.
The Realm number 11. Cool. Nice book.
Did you hear me?
Yeah.
The pawn shops
That's
are
awesome.
Pawn shops are tight. Yeah.
Pawn shops selling Arrow comics are really tight. Yeah. Cherish that Realm number 11 because you don't see it very often. Number 13, I believe, is even rarer because it was printed by Weeby Comics and not Arrow.
You see, Weeby Comics sounds like a gang.
Yeah.
Weeby Comics.
Weeby Comics was around. It was an imprint, I'm afraid I was involved with. That investor wanted to call it that because he thought it was funny. Hey, Weeby Comics.
Fair enough.
I imagine you guys having
that was not my choice of title, but I did draw the little mascot bee that went along with it.
I imagine you guys having a little gang walk. You walk in, snap everything.
Weeby Comics, yeah. We printed an issue of the Realm, 2 issues of the Anniverse, a Dead World collection, and a portfolio in order to help a bunch of us make a little money that didn't make any money at all. So
that happens.
Yellow shirts, black stripes.
There you go.
In.
Yeah,
4 in a row, each different height.
Yeah. When you're assembling, you make zzz sounds.
Sure.
But to get
That's
back,
why a few years later, I printed under the Massive Comics brand because it was a lot more respectable comic company name. So. Still might, if we do a kids line though, Weeby might come back.
Oh, yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
So it was WEEBEE.
Is that no, that's Webby, right? Lola. Isn't there a rapper named Lil Webby or Lil Weeby?
Little Weeby.
It's Webby.
Webby.
Yeah, it's Webby. Yeah.
There's a rapper out there for every occasion.
Yeah. The way you pick your rap name, it's like normally the color of your shirt and what you ate last. So like, I'm Lil Grey McMuffin.
I am Black Salad Sandwich.
That makes me red egg on toast. What?
Nice.
I'm chipolata on a bun.
But that's how you pick your rap name now. That's how you pick your rap names now. You can't. You know, it used to be different. You know, you had LL Cool J. You know,
What the hell was he drinking then?
Ice-T. You had rappers like that. Now,
call myself Ice-T.
Yeah. Now it's names you can't pronounce. I do think Machine Gun Kelly was a cool rap name though. Even though he's moved over to like Lil Cramp, Lil or Young,
little Spasm. Yeah.
They should start naming ourselves after our health concerns, like
Big Eye Twitch.
Little onset of arthritis. That'd be me.
I'm sure there's already a little itis out there somewhere.
Yeah. A little arthritis.
Little itis.
Yeah.
He used to be 2 meters tall, but then he bent over.
Yeah. And I gotta be low. I'm only 5'3", you know. You know what's funny is that I actually I don't have a problem with my height.
It's everybody else.
I've got a Napoleon complex in that I'm full of rage. Like I'll climb up you. Like I will climb up you to whoop that ass. So some people they try to hide. Let's see here. We got some rap names. Hi kids, Grandpa's Comic Con says. Glenn says I'm white egg on toast. Jennifer says she's blue gelato. Jake is ebony chicken. Yeah, you're gonna get canceled. Yeah. You're gonna get canceled.
You're gonna cancel.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Want to be in my gang? Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow.
Let's see here. Who else has a rap name? Cup of white tea being the ultimate OG. Yeah, there you go.
That's spelled wrong though. It has to be Cuppa. Cuppa.
Yeah.
Cuppa white tea.
Yeah.
Cup of white tea. That would be gentle.
Jennifer says, sounds like those garbage pail kid names. They do. They do. Grab Comic Con in the house and make way. Little arthritis coming through. That's right. Little arthritis stepping through. You know.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop that new CD. I'm gonna drop that single.
Number 1 hit single, Pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No escaping me.
Yeah,
it's really weird. And by the way, guys,
Dreaded Dinosaurs, Big White Popcorn.
That matches though. That fits.
Yeah.
He's big. He is from the Caucasus. He is from the Caucasus Mountains. And
the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
The Grand Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the first track.
Yeah. Called Get It Poppin'. He's got to like put Oral Redenbacher on the cover like a gangster though. Or was it? Do they have Oral Redenbacher popcorn everywhere?
Varian, you can make the Grand Rapids Con in August, right?
Yeah.
This is the only time we get work done, folks.
Everyone congratulate Miss Lola, by the way, launching her campaign last night. Lure.
Ooh, congrats! Awesome.
She's published comics for 10 years now. Now you're finally making one. About time. And she listen. I don't know if you guys know. If you watch Livewire, if you watch this week's Livewire, I'm not making fun of her, but the reality of what she's about to undertake hit her toward the end of the show.
Oh yeah.
And she had an on-air panic attack. Yeah, and she logged off. And I found her later curled up. And it was like, what's going on? And she completely disconnected. She was gone. She was done. She logged off and she was up. But she launched last night, handled like a champ. And excited to see where this goes. Her first book, it is an adult-only book.
I'll be honest, I hovered over the put send to live button for quite some time because you can hit on Indiegogo, at least you can hit the live button and then it goes, are you sure?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I cancelled out of that 3 times.
See,
This
for
is
me,
why
I
like to live life.
I hit it. And then I went, oh shit, I'm live. God damn.
Yeah.
I guess the campaign's rolling. Let's go.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. All the things that I've done
Mm-hmm.
professionally and
Have been accidents.
no, all the things that I've done and been through, and yet that was the most nerve-wracking thing I've ever done.
Yeah,
I'll be honest, because it's all about you.
Yes.
It's all about you. There's no one else involved here. Even if you're getting other people to do work for you, you're the person at the end of this. You're where the buck stops. And it's rare that you get into those situations where you are where the buck stops.
Yeah.
Well, it's all part of the fun of indie and alternative publishing, because that's my favorite boss. I know who to blame.
Yeah.
He screws up.
Constantly blaming myself.
I can yell at myself and not take it personal.
I like I like Randy as a boss too. I know exactly who to blame. Although I blame everyone else, for helping me make stupid decisions. I wouldn't have made a decision if Lola wouldn't have told me to do it. I would have been okay.
It's your fault I was that dumb.
Oh yeah, okay. I know. You've been talked down more times than you care to know.
I mean,
Don't do it.
It happens.
Mark's happy for you, Lola. Huzzah! Well done, Lola. Glenn says, "Well done, Lola. Good luck with the book."
Thank you.
She's and Daphne did a page last night. She did a print. Daphne Lage did a print. It was it's a really nice looking print. Very sexy print.
And today she's fighting over her internet. So
yeah.
Again.
Yeah, the internet. Yeah, their internet is not keeps freezing on them, knocking them offline.
She got knocked off 3 or 4 times just last night. Yeah.
Old Starving Artie.
That must be Jake's rap name.
Yeah. Old Starving Artie.
ODB.
I'm hungry. I'm so hungry.
Old dirty bastard. I just figured out what old DB stood for.
Yeah. We used to have we used to play a joke here on Indie Vote where we would say Indie Vote brought to you in part by what was it? Food stamps. Artists you can't eat. Apply for food stamp benefits, and I put whatever card. I don't do that anymore.
We took that off a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that anymore. People were getting upset. Like, it's not funny.
We do still have the beefaroo though.
Yeah.
Waiting for that sponsorship to come in.
It's beefy.
It's not beefy. It's not just beefy. It's beefaroo.
I found out, and Joe, you and I are from the same tribe. I found out today that I am not this week that I am not supposed to eat Arby's. That I am committing a cultural sin by eating Arby's.
Yeah, that's just like not going and not buying books from a certain crowdfunding platform because of that. Just horrible stuff, man. Just eat the food you want to eat, and unless the doctor tells you otherwise.
Well, see, I never listen to him. He told me the pork chop's alone. Is he crazy? Has he tasted the pork chop? Can't leave that alone. What's wrong with him? Mr. Grant, you can't eat pork chops. It's gonna kill you. I'm gonna die happy, not healthy. Nobody dies. Who dies healthy? Who? Oh, no one. No. I'm eating pork chops, but no. They said that we shouldn't eat Arby's because they're wet sandwiches, and they said black people don't like corned beef.
They don't like being told they don't like being told they have the meats. Is that what it is?
And Pepsi.
Arby's. We have the meats.
Yeah. Hey, that's your next job, right?
Next time I think about having the meats.
I'm going to be controversial here.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
But being an old white guy,
mm-hmm.
I obviously don't have the same lived experience that you do, Varian. Could you please enlighten me as to the fact that all people of a certain color think and eat exactly the same way?
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there are some things. There are some things like there are some things. Okay, there are some cultural things, and we just like can't do it. For instance, for example, I'll give you a perfect example.
Go on. I'm being educated here. I like this.
Anytime. Yes.
Can we talk to you guys for a second about casseroles? Now, look.
Oh god.
When now, because now I married an Italian woman.
Good Lord, I thought you were going to say quiche.
I made an Italian woman, and I have never seen like when in the black community for the most part, someone if there's a funeral, we have what we call the wake beforehand. Now people go, they view the body, they leave, they go and get a everyone goes to like a restaurant.
Standards and Practices is warning us.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. They go to a restaurant, go to that person's house. There's gonna be a big spread. Now I tell you this, for some reason, my black people will bring copious amounts of KFC. I never understood this. You, if someone in your family passes and you're black, you're gonna have KFC for weeks left over.
Oh my god!
It's just what we do. Like, oh, go get them the family meal. It's like I hate to say this, but hey, we got one less mouth to feed around here, and you're bringing more food. Like you're bringing more, but then
Standards and Practices wants me to remind you about ethnic food practices.
So,
but the other. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
My mother's ex-boyfriend, after she broke up with my dad, was from Suriname. So I got introduced to the amount of food that you guys bring to a party. I was in heaven
until you got home.
Yeah,
no, believe me.
Some systems
I was going to live through that bit every single day for the next 3 weeks, and I was happy with it.
Now, I'll tell you the honest thing. An Italian, I married an Italian woman, and her family does this. I don't know if any other people do this. Tell me, it could be her family because they are weird. They eat at the funeral home, and the funeral home has a kitchen in the basement.
Yeah.
They eat, and I'm like, there's a dead body upstairs. Like,
how can you?
Uncle Theo's laying up there.
Are they using the cooling fluids like that come back heated? As to heat up the stove or something.
I'm always perplexed by that, and and it's like, how do you?
Oh, because grieving makes you hungry.
Well, how do you walk upstairs like this, right over and like, whoever made these Reese's cup cookies, or should I get them?
That's not how that works. You have the service first, and you're sitting there listening to who knows how long, and you have to wash that down with something.
I have watched them. I have watched them come in that area with a plate, holding a little plate, holding a little tapas plate.
Wow, I don't know. No. I have never seen anybody do that.
Could you imagine that?
No way.
These because somebody they take the little Reese cups and they mix in the cookie.
I found all these appetizers downstairs. Thought I'd come up here and have a little something while I watch the show. I've never seen
that. Marshmallows.
Who made these? Oh, that's your Aunt Irene's recipe. Aunt Irene over there in the box. Lord Jesus, but we don't. You can do things like for instance, it's like Joe says, Arby's. It was more about not having well done roast beef for the sandwiches, but that was preference. I like roast beef. Casket buffet combo, yeah. Jennifer says it's a Southern thing. We hillbillies do that too. Yeah, so maybe it's so.
I'm confused. Where are my slippers?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
But you can't if you're black, you're not like they look at us funny for eating casserole. Like, why are you eating that? Why are you eating casserole?
So if someone
eating casserole is unusual.
Yeah, and then like people put weird stuff in casserole. Like, for example, a
People
black
put
person.
weird stuff in soup and goulash too.
We won't. We examine the macaroni and cheese before we eat it.
Go south of the border and have some menudo sometime.
No,
What's that? What's menudo?
Menudo is where they take the pig and they make a soup.
Stuck it in a big pot.
You take the pig.
Well, no, they usually take out all of the strange parts.
All right. Okay. Well, that's good.
And then they make the soup from that.
Ah, right. Because over here, yeah, we have things like corned beef, which is basically just compacted cows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call them hot dogs over here.
Yeah, I made a mistake last night and watched a video about the McRib.
Michigan has some really high meat standards too. We have a great meat packing plant that's a couple of miles away from us that is known for their Vienna sausages because of their strict meat policies. It's easy to get. It's easy to get that everything ground together. Yeah,
I watched a documentary on
it's how the sausage is made.
The McRib last night, and never again. It's like, so it's pork by definition. It's just
like the McNugget, only it's chicken.
Yeah, it's chicken.
By definition.
Yeah. By
definition.
It is made of chicken.
It has chicken in it.
Yeah,
it's more chicken than meat.
Yeah.
Pressed together into great shapes. Yeah. I just learned this morning there's only 4 different shapes to a McNugget.
Right.
Yeah.
I just figured it's like the chicken McNuggets are like Flintstones backgrounds.
But
what's the same piece over and over again?
What's the difference between a McRib and a hamburger? Other than the fact that the pork, it's pork, the other is beef.
Well, they went to the animal scientists who figured out that if you take the innards and you put them through the machine over and over again, and you ingest this protein paste.
Yeah.
Is that the pink paste that they use?
Yes. Yeah. And then you shape it like a rib.
Mm-hmm.
People will eat it.
Yeah.
And it's like so.
It's just like the chicken nugget. You take it, you press it, you turn it into the shape of a boot, and people will eat it.
Are McDonald's investigating how to grow meat?
You don't want to know how that food is made
in the shape of a rib. That's what they want to do.
It's horrible.
Nice to be talking comics again.
Darn right, it's a southern thing. Potlucks.
Yeah.
Why they call it potluck? They throw everything together that's edible into a pot, and it's good luck.
Indie Vote Radio from Shannon. Shannon says, "Imagine my surprise, guys, when Kickstarter launched my campaign for me earlier than I want them to. I had collected several backers. When I spoke to them, they canceled the campaign and then told me I could not use their service." Wow.
What?
That sucks, Shannon. That sucks. So they launched her campaign for her, and then when she said, "Hey, I wasn't ready to go live," they canceled it and then kicked her off the service.
What the hell?
I don't.
I do see a serious question, though.
There has to be some hardcore crossed wires there somewhere. Some communication snafu.
I think someone posted.
At least I hope there was. But we've heard a lot of horror stories about Kickstarter.
I like that word, snafu. It's great.
Yeah. It's an old military term.
That boy like FUBAR.
Yeah.
Yeah. There used to be a Sergeant Snafu, a comic.
Oh, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I decided that I like Whoopsie Daisy again.
Admiral FUBAR.
Whoopsie Daisy.
Yeah, Whoopsie Daisy. No matter how bad the situation is, it's going Whoopsie Daisy. Yep.
That is so English. Whoopsie Daisy.
Yeah.
Whoopsie Daisy.
It took me a while to wrap my head around the expression "it's gone pear-shaped." And I'm like, I am pear-shaped. What are you talking about?
I know lots of pear-shaped things. What are you saying?
Yeah, like no matter what happens, pile up on the expressway, you pull up as a cop. Whoopsie Daisy. It looks like you guys.
Yeah. See how fast you get the ticket written up. The officer comes up to you. Do you know why I pulled you over? Yes, I do, officer. Whoopsie daisy.
Step out of the car, please, sir.
Please do take these drug tests. Walk in a straight line.
Please walk down the yellow line. Thank you. Sorry, Officer.
I was watching a commentary on special episodes, and they had this guy talk about an episode of Benson. I think it was Benson or Mr. Belvedere, where one of the little kids, he got pulled out of school, and it was right during the start of the AIDS epidemic, so they had to make a special about it. And the kid, one of the little boys had AIDS, and they found out that it was due to a blood transfer because he was too young to, done anything.
Okay.
And the guy called it whoopsie daisy no blood. And I'm like, whoopsie daisy, now whoopsie daisy is in my lexicon no matter what.
At the time, I'm sure at the time of that special, that would have rated a little bit higher than a whoopsie daisy.
Oh yeah, but that's the beauty of it. Now everything's whoopsie daisy. Everything. Yeah. My wife gets pregnant. Whoopsie daisy.
I'm sorry, I fell over and accidentally made you pregnant. Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah.
That doesn't work. It really doesn't.
No.
You think it's funny now, but you wait for 3 years when Whoopsie Daisy Grant starts walking.
Come here, Whoopsie.
Come on, Whoopsie.
My little tax shelter. Indie Boat Radio wants to know what. Oh, that's a weird one. Okay. Yeah. Why do you guys believe that digital art is taking over and less people are drawing traditionally now?
I don't believe
it's
that.
Cheaper. No. Let's be honest here. It's cheaper.
Yeah, it's less time consuming.
Yes.
The dog can't eat it. You can't spill your lunch on it. I mean, now that I'm doing more traditional work, I'm racked with, I'm so uptight while I'm doing it. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do it wrong. And it's, Control Z is the key to digital artwork.
Glenn says, nice to be talking comics again, guys.
Yeah.
It's like a Sunday.
Look, this is one single comic. This is only a 32-page comic. And a couple of concepts. It's a lot cheaper. This paper isn't cheap. Ink isn't cheap. No. And it makes sense.
Plus with digital, less whoopsie daisies.
Yeah.
This is a couple of comics right there. It's a couple of comics.
Yeah.
That's why. But doesn't make it better.
No, not at all.
I've enjoyed drawing digitally, and I think I've done some good stuff. But
there's
something special about having physical artwork, and there's something about the line that you get from it when it gets printed as well. I don't know what it is. It's intangible, to be honest, because there are pens or there are nibs or whatever. There are pens within things like Clip Studio where you get a rough line.
Yeah,
and it does but it just there's just something.
No.
Don't know what it is. The eye sees it.
About it. Nobody sees it, but you do, and you feel it. It's.
I've got a question, and we don't have Glenn's in the chat, so he can write what he thinks. But guys, do you think that Jack Kirby's input would have been increased had he had the access to digital?
I don't think so, because he was already so used to doing what he was doing. He was cranking out pages. A lot of those are reflex.
Yeah,
by that point.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. When you talk about someone who was as fast as that anyway, and when people draw directly out of their mind, so they don't sketch, whether that's because they're genuinely gifted or whether it's just practice. Mm-hmm. Okay. When you get to that point where you're drawing sort of automatically everything's coming out. You can't get it any faster.
Yeah.
No.
You just got it. In fact, I would say that there is absolutely no difference in the speed of someone like Jack Kirby, simply because when I sit and draw, I think more than he does. I'm sure I do. Because I don't have the practice. I'm not as genius as he is. And so that means that, I have to do those extra bits. That means that digital is quicker for me for the most part, because I am able to correct mistakes easily and not worry about things. That's not to say that Jack Kirby wouldn't have used the tools. I believe he definitely would.
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have used everything at his disposal.
Yep.
But I don't think it would have made him quicker.
No, because he was writing all at the same time. And he was working panel to panel to panel to panel and just banging the stuff out. That's I mean, without a thumbnail, the outline was in his head. He saw the next panel in his mind's eye as he was finishing up the previous one. He knew exactly what it was going to look like before he lifted the pencil up on the previous panel. In his mind, that other panel was already drawn and probably lettered.
I think something that I look at in the art that I look at from the Bronze Age and what have you, I think what I'm trying to get is I'm trying to get some kind of free form to my work. And the reason that their work was so free form was because they were going at it constantly. And they had to get it done.
And at a breakneck,
and at a breakneck speed. And they didn't look back. They got
Yep.
paid and they walked away from it.
Yep.
And the rest of us aren't doing that. We kind of, obsessing over it. And I certainly am. I know I have done. And it's a matter of getting the stuff done and walking away and going to the next one. And because they're doing it every day of the week, they're doing it all the time. That is their job. They become so proficient at it that they can do that. It's like a circular thing. They just get better and better and better. And so they become quicker and quicker.
People like Jack and Buscema and Gene Colan, or even Ernie Colan, all had the story structure, the 20-page structure in their head, in their mind. They knew exactly when the story was going to peak, exactly when it slid down, the right time to lay in an exposition, the right time to lay in an epilogue. And they just ran, boom. And then they were done on to the next one, boom. And they were machines, workhorses back then. And a lot of that was impulse, was reflex. And you can get there. You just have to do the work.
Yeah. I actually work with a writer right now who is very used to the 32-page format that we use for Love and Cora and has been for the last 10 years or something. So, when he's like a beast compared to what I'm used to. So, he comes to me every single month with a new story and can I start scripting yet? And I'm like, I'm not even halfway through the previous 5, man. Because
what's wrong with you?
Glenn said, Roz told me that it seemed to her that Jack was actually tracing the images he projected onto the page in his mind. So there's probably incredibly little guidelines, just all. And if you look at Kirby's more recent or newer material that he did from the 70s on, you can see that it's a lot more basic shapes. There's a lot more squares on top of squares. Things were all, designed off, and he saw the basic shape in his head. No guidelines, nothing like that. No setup, no how's this composition going to work. He knew exactly how it was going to work right before the pencil hit the paper. And he knew exactly what it was going to look like. He just sat there and did it.
Yeah.
I always lean back on a story of Frank Lloyd Wright, a master architect that had a job that he was supposed to do, had the pictures, had his crew went out and laid out the ground, the groundwork, and had the pictures hanging on a bulletin board for 6 months until he got a call from somebody saying, "Hey, I'm about 6 hours out. Can I come by and pick up those blueprints?" And he said, "Yeah, come on." And then he had a couple of assistants to make sure he had sharpened pencils, and he sat there and started at one corner and worked to the other corner and got them all done before they came in. And that was the Falling Water house. Yeah. I believe that's a very big, major house for him. But he had it sitting in his head, and it was already all figured out. He knew the dimensions and everything already. He just hadn't taken the time to put it down on paper yet.
Wow. And a deadline often
Falling Water, I think it's called. Yeah,
the Falling Water. A deadline often creates
your most creative work.
Yeah, it gives you a focal point.
Yep. And again, it's because you're working on reflex and you're not trying to overthink things. You're getting the job done.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot more since I got my colorist because, you know, I have to keep ahead of her, and it's a really big motivator, and you know, it makes me a lot less critical of myself.
Yeah.
You got to keep going, you know. It's a matter of finishing a project, not doing the very perfect thing you can, because, you know, you're going to get better anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
To change tracks a little bit, Jennifer had a question here that she was asking. Do you want to take that, or did you have something you wanted to do?
Oh, what question was it? Go ahead.
It was she said, serious question. How much money does someone need for their first comic printing on Kickstarter?
Ooh. What do you want to print?
Yeah. What do you want to print? How many pages is it? Because you start looking on demand.
What do you mean by need?
Yeah. Like, it's
Again,
so broad.
Yeah. Again, Jennifer, this is where your research is going to come in real handy, because you need to know how many pages. You need to find a printer. You need to know the print on demand costs for the format that you're looking at and the convenience to you for that printer. There are so many factors that tie into this. Yeah. And you absolutely positively need to know roughly where that number falls before you do your Kickstarter, because you want to make sure that you have enough expenses to cover those costs and profit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a learning experience. Just be careful and do your research. And there is no set answer for your question. How much money do you need? How many backers are you going to have? How many pages are your books going to be? What pound paper is it going to be on? What's the comic going to look like? Is it going to be a standard comic format? Is it going to be a magazine size format? There are a lot of different factors and questions here that you'll need answered. And it's all in the research that you need to do before you start your Kickstarter.
Now, I can give you an example. If you were to say, you're drawing your own book, you're an illustrator. If you were to say, make, so that's already a big chunk of, the expenses that you don't have to pay an artist. But if you were to say, make $1,000 on your campaign, well, you look at where you're going to print, how many books can you get for that 1,000, and versus how many backers you have. If you only have like 60 backers, yeah, you can definitely, get those people their books. Keep in mind though that if you put tiers in there to have to come out at $1,000, like perks in there, okay, you may find yourself in big trouble. So like with Lola's campaign, what she needs to make versus what she needs to make is like that's a higher number than what her goal is.
Yeah,
but she made her goal attainable. To some people's standards. I told her to go lower, but she wouldn't listen to me. But because there's I got a question for you guys too. How much of the crowdfunding, when you set up a campaign, how much of it is like mental? And by that I mean like some people lower that cost to like, they'll say, I just want to make $100 just so they can get that win. They can get that goal. Hey, I only had a goal of $100, because there are people who say that once you fund, and that is true. I believe that the algorithm, some of these crowdfunding platforms, they put your campaign in front of more people because it's funded.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird. It's kind of backward, isn't it? A campaign is funded. Hey, look, everyone, this one funded. Where this hasn't funded. Maybe you might be interested in it.
On Kickstarter, it's a lot easier on that regard, because Kickstarter cares a lot more about the campaigns, and they have curators who actually go through new campaigns and stuff, the projects you love, stuff like that. On Indiegogo, it's a little harder. From what I've seen, they won't put you up to trending or on the front pages easily, because they like to promote gadgets a little more. But on Indiegogo, you can have your flexible goals. So, for example, myself, I would have to get 2,000 euros to cut even. I'd pay my colorist, get printed, and get everything shipped. And I already put in a lot of money to my colorist. She's paid and everything, but taken care of. The Kickstarter failed like really hard. And the first thing I thought to myself, well, then we're going to move over to Indiegogo, and we're going to make a flexible goal, make it really low, get like the minimum, that's 500 euros or $500 if you're in the US. And we're going to get it funded easily and, ride that little wave. And right now, I'm already 200 euros over what we made on Kickstarter, would have been made on the Kickstarter, without my family's help or anything. This is really just fans and new fans compared to Kickstarter, which just failed. And, I had to go to my family like, hey, guys, I really need some help here. And we still didn't make it. And, yeah, you gotta see what works for you. If you have the money to print and still fulfill, and you use the money for only shipping because everything else is already paid for, then first of all, you're going to have a lot of happy customers that'll come back if you deliver a good book. I mean, that's part number 2. Like, you got to have a decent book, and they're going to come back because you delivered something really good. And if you got the work done already, and you got everyone involved paid, you can lower that goal and focus on printing and shipping. And that's what I decided to do as well, and that's what I'm still doing. Like, the Indiegogo extended a bit, but you just go for what you really need. And in this case, it's more people looking at my book. It's not even the money. We printed the first 2 issues ourselves with our own money, because we had the money and we wanted this book to work, and we weren't sure that crowdfunding would have worked.
Mike, you sell a lot of original art too, don't you?
Yes.
When you do campaigns, yeah. I'm gonna make sure that at his next campaign, I'm gonna joke and tell everybody. Remember, the artwork from Mike's project does not come from a smoke-free home.
No, it does not. Sorry.
I started a joke. I actually watched how many you go through an episode when you're on. I'm like, started on segment number 3. Here we go. It's great.
No, this is 4. This is 4. You miscounted.
Oh, is it 4?
Yes.
Indie Vote Radio question. This is gonna get Randy on a soapbox.
Oh boy.
3.
Here we go. And I think it might be a response to what Russ said earlier. And this is from Brian, and he says, my problem with you guys is that you are riding the fence. At some point, a news network, which IndieVote desires to be, judging by your website, TV, and radio platforms, has to call a spade, that's racist, and call out inappropriate behavior from alt-right.
That is a racist remark.
Yeah, alt-right assholes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But no, you can't just tar everybody with the same brush. You have to speak to individuals. Oh, and by the way, news networks don't do that. News networks give you the facts. They don't form opinions like news networks. That's what they should. That's what they should be doing.
Yes,
that's what they should be doing. Yep. But they don't. They give you opinions. So I'm fed up with the BBC. I don't want to turn on the BBC and get told what the journalist in charge of thinking about journalism thinks by another journalist who's interviewing them from another journalist. I don't give a shit. Okay, I want to know about the facts. Okay, and if you want the facts, don't just label people with some pseudo political grouping. Go and talk to people. Mm-hmm. Okay, the reason that this IndieVolt is not on the fence. IndieVolt is open and honest and prepared to talk to people instead of just branding them as something they don't like because somebody on Twitter said so.
And that's a problem that Brian has, is that he actually sees a freaking fence in the first place, and he ought to be ashamed of himself for even thinking that way, thinking that there's a division. It's comics, dude. It's comics. It's comics. It's a form of entertainment. You're supposed to read it and like it or not like it, not because of the person who did it, and because of the quality of the entertainment value, how good they are in sucking you in to their world and showing you their work. And maybe pushing or showing you their opinion, but in a entertaining and in an entertaining fashion. So you need to stop sitting on one side of the fence or the other, because remember that grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, dude. And you need to get rid of that fence altogether and start looking at the whole field.
In
That's
that world,
really what you need to do.
In that world, anybody who ever voted for Labour in my country is obviously some kind of sadistic communist who followed Stalin and is prepared to murder millions of people.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way. That's how that logic works. Like as soon as you put someone in a group, they're obviously that way inclined. I can tell you, I voted both ends of the spectrum because of what I think at the time, and that doesn't make me a communist because I voted Labour once. Okay,
it makes you a thinker.
It makes me a person that's got my own brain that thinks about things and goes and talks to people.
And
Brian, if you ever want to speak to me, come talk to me, and I will talk to you honestly. It's about being open.
It's so easy right now if you get mixed into this media and this BS political stuff, not to think as an individual, because they don't want you to think as an individual. There are people out there that my political opinions are like Russ's. They go completely around the spectrum. I've got politicians that they've labeled as hardcore what's the word? Socialists that I love. And other politicians out there that are hardcore, what everybody would consider to be alt-right conservatives, that I enjoy as well because they stick to their opinions. I have more respect for that than I do somebody who's wish-washing all over the place or playing the political game and saying one thing and not keeping their promises, Whitmer.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're not here to play politics. We're not here to point at a freaking fence and tell you to get on one side or the other. We're here to point out there's a great field of entertainment out there you all need to be a part of, and right now is the ideal time to be doing this in the alternative and independent market, because it is so open and you need to invite everybody in to be entertained, not oh, you guys can't come in because you voted for the wrong guy. That's just BS. Stop it. Stop it. Get an education and enjoy the entire field as opposed to just your side of the freaking fence.
You know, we had
that's my soapbox.
We had we had on the show people who we had a talk a couple what was it now? A couple months ago we had Comicsgate, and
we've had people across the spectrum on this program, and we're happy to have them if they're doing great comics and they want to talk about comics.
Yeah, we've had them on the show.
That includes the autistic spectrum.
Yeah, it does. It does. I'm here.
Right away.
That's the whole. Yeah, every
we're all on it.
Yes,
I'm here. So look at me. I'm all.
And to point back at our own book, at the Revolt book, there are people in there that have come from a wide spectrum, political beliefs, and every ism or whatever. It doesn't matter. They do great work, and we want you to see it. That's the whole purpose of doing Revolt in the first place. Is here's that field, here's this art form that's phenomenal out there. We're all telling stories, and that we hope you enjoy.
Glenn says that I was once accused of being an N-word because I read Hitler's Mein Kampf. Nope. I have an open mind and want to perhaps learn what the guy was about. Yeah, I mean,
this surge currently to stop people reading, talking, discussing is exactly what creates those environments.
Yeah.
All right. If you stop people from being allowed to openly discuss, the way you get rid of bad ideas is by airing them and talking about them, not by suppressing them, because that's only madness that way leads.
And you'd be amazed how many bad ideas are out there.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazed.
Yeah.
I got a couple now. That's why I run them past people. Do you think it'd be a good idea if I just don't like the fact that people are only doing this before I even ask the idea. Hey, do you think I should? No, I don't.
Please don't. Drop everything you thought in your head. Just no.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let me see that. You threw it in the river. Yeah. You
did we answer all of Brian's question?
I believe we did. I mean, and Brian, here's the thing. I started Indie Vault because I wanted to inform, not influence. And if there is a situation that needs to be, we need to shake our finger at, we will. Like we did shake our finger at a convention promoter who took someone's table, as I recall, took a table and put the person out the show and didn't refund their money. Like that was to let their friend in, by the way, to let their friend in the show. So that was, you know, we shook our finger at in their face, but that was it. We like to try to inform people. That's
why we have the Grift King brand,
right?
TM, by the way.
Yeah. If I wanted to pick a side, then we limit the coverage.
Yes.
We limit the coverage. We limit what people are, you know, if I just wanted to just cover people who are outside of CG, then that's all you'd get. And, you know, then what happens? You might miss out on a book that actually is pretty good. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm seeing people share books that are from both parties, and they are on the other side.
Yes.
And it's like either they don't know, or guess what? They're starting not to care.
No,
and I hope
that's it exactly. You're finally
to
starting to see people out there realize that the platform doesn't matter. The art form matters. The art form always matters.
Yeah.
And that's what you need. And Brian, before we get off of your email, dude, lighten up. You're really bitter. You need to calm down a little bit and get yourself entertained. Grab some awesome comics and sit there and get happy about this art form. And why don't you try, maybe, here's a wild idea, promoting it positively as opposed to wanting to get up in other people's asses about stuff or preconceived notions that you have, buddy. Just my thought.
Oh, yes.
Lighten up.
Chill pill. Chill pill.
What was
cool.
What was that?
Be cool.
I run the website, and I don't want anybody up my ass. So leave me alone.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah,
and that's the final word on that one from Lolo. Yes.
Glenn says some people are stupid. A guy worked with Rec and he was a communist, but when I asked him about Des Capital, which I have read, he didn't know what that was. I told him that was like claiming to be Christian, but I never heard of the Jesus. So, yeah.
It's a lot of people claiming one thing and not actually having any kind of knowledge about it.
Yeah.
Way too much dogma and not enough education out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know if Sugar's still around, but I sent him a link on Twitter a minute ago. I don't know if a little while ago.
I sent one to Michael Oden too. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't jumped in yet.
See how they treat us?
Exactly. They ask for a link and then they never show.
Yeah. Well, I think we might be too small of a show for Sugar. He has us on his show.
I was on his show not too long ago.
He's all about pops now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's
Sugar Pops.
That and red dresses, right?
Yeah,
and red dresses. Yes, I actually got commissioned on my crowdfunding campaign because when I was on his show, I told someone like, "Yeah, I'll draw him in a red dress." You know, if you get a commission, and they did.
Oh.
That joke has gone just a little bit too far.
Well, yeah, that's what running gags are good for, though.
Yeah.
Jennifer says one thing I like about being an artist is that we seem more open-minded. More open-minded.
Yeah.
Trying to be more open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
We're in an art form after all.
Yeah, I used to think that being an artist would make you counterculture. That's the whole point. Is being a little bit different, thinking a little bit different, doing a little bit different. And sometimes, you know what, just like the punks were, and there are only punks in the UK, so all you Americans out there, I'm sorry.
We've
Punk
shamed him on the air.
But, you know, and that's what it was all about, being an artist. That's what it's about. Yeah. But Sugar's here. Sugar.
Now, wait a minute. You got a commission for a red dress?
Yes.
God dang it.
Sugar needs to get a percentage of that.
Global Frequency Comics actually commissioned me for an A3.
Sugar, take a second and introduce yourself to our radio audience, will you?
Well, my name is Chris Evans. I go, unfortunately, now by Sugar Chris on YouTube, and I'm just a big fan of comics.
Thanks for joining us 8 minutes before we're supposed to go.
Well, I didn't know he sent the link.
Yeah, it was my fault. It was my fault. I should have made it clear that I sent the link earlier. But I was trying to find him on Facebook too, but I was like, well, I can't find Chris Evans. The only Chris Evans I can find is,
the other one,
America.
the other one that did something.
one of the other
fake
ones,
one.
The other one, yeah. You know, but he's here now. Chris, have you been accused of fence sending, by the way?
Not in public.
You were sitting on the fence in public. You know it's illegal.
I've had some folks within the CG circle, I think, kind of, not openly say it, but within behind like DMs and stuff, be like, oh, well, why is he not speaking out against this or against that? Or
it was implied.
some of that nonsense.
Why speak up against anything? Like, just let it be. Like,
Yeah, I think
don't worry about it.
I
Do
think
your thing.
I think a lot of people don't really bother me because I'm not a creator. So they're just like, oh, he's nobody important.
It's, then you put out a book and all of a sudden it's get him.
It's like, why aren't you doing enough?
Yeah. I got the tar. You bring the feathers. I sure did. Come on, he's over there.
I think there's too much. There's too much politicization, ideological application applied to creating comics and art in general, and people, creators should just be let to get on with their stuff and make themselves approachable and easy to get on with and professional at all times. So that we can just make books and just get entertainment, education, whichever road you want to take. And do you know what? If you want to put ideological stuff or politics in your books, go do it. Enjoy yourself. Knock yourself out. Have a great time and bill it as that. And that's great. Do that thing, but don't force that upon other people. Don't expect other people to think like you. Give them the opportunity to find out about your ideas by writing or creating them in comic books.
And,
Exactly.
Or you can just be like me and just write rubbish and say, if you don't like it, you're too stupid to get it.
If you don't like my politics,
Yeah.
don't buy my
Exactly.
Oh God.
Yeah. Listen,
if you don't like my stupid, don't buy my books.
Yeah.
There you go, it's the same thing.
Everyone knows I have a ridiculous crush on her. And even that line was said with so much sass. I'm like, girl, yes, queen. The only problem is when they come to you and say your book's canceled.
Yeah, guess what? Yeah.
Book's
Thanks
cancelled.
for
What was that?
He's seen
Nobody
printing an
bought it.
Aquaman after 11 years of continuous printing. Yeah, there you go.
Oh dear.
That's because they
People,
take your advice more than they take to your writing. But anyway.
You don't like my politics, don't you buy my book? And imagine that. Imagine if, I want to know how come. You know what they should do? They should have people come before the board. Did you say on this day you told our fans not to buy your book? Is some antitrust law against that? Can we bring them up on charges?
That would
corporate
be
charges.
Yeah, that would be corporate, wanting to do business, but that's not the way it's working in printed comics right now.
Not
from
at
the
the
big
moment.
mainstream.
No.
Again, that's why it's such a great time to be doing alternative and independent comics. Because you can actually do entertaining work and have people pay you for your efforts.
If you eat tuna fish sandwiches, don't buy my book.
Oh no. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Well, there went my
That's going to get taken out of context.
I really like tuna fish.
What's that refund button?
It's the chicken of the sea.
The chicken of the sea.
Yeah.
If you don't like playing drums, don't buy my comics.
Sorry, Charlie.
I'm sorry. That is my political opinion.
I occasionally knock out the beat of a tune on my desk. Does that count?
Last question from Indie Vote Radio. This one is from Mark. Mark says, guys, I am getting very upset at a backer. He is a comic book creator. He's upset at a backer. I've sent this guy 4 books. He keeps claiming he has not got them. I sent it through UPS. The book was signed for. He still says he didn't get it, and he's causing trouble on my campaign. What should I do?
Take a screen cap of that of the tracking thing and follow behind him every opportunity that you have and post it. Boom, 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 and eventually he'll stop posting. But you'll have to track him down and go, the guy's lying.
Well, he sounds like a troublemaker.
The guy is factually untrue.
Yeah. Here's the problem. Amazon has kind of got people spoiled, like it's to the point where the Amazon will put a package on your door, take a picture of it, and then someone will come behind them and take it. And that happens.
They have those pictures too from the doorbell cameras of Amazon employee coming up, putting a package up next to the door, taking a shot, and then taking the package back with them.
Right. Now, when that happens, Amazon is like, "Oh, we'll send you out a new one." I don't want to say who, but they had a very expensive computer monitor delivered to their house. It said it was there. They got there, it wasn't. And Amazon said, "Oh, whoopsie daisy, we'll send you out a new monitor." I mean, this is a like $600-700 monitor. No problem. We'll send it out. We'll send you another one, and they did with no questions asked. That has spoiled people, so they kind of expect it out of us. And so he's done it 4 times now. There's a point where you're either gonna have to say, "Here's your money back. I'm sorry."
Oh, even then he'll keep complaining that he didn't get his book. That you need to track him down with a screenshot of the tracking information. Go stop it. You need to stop it. I know you got your book. You signed for your book. Stop it.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably say someone signed for the book. I'm not getting it. I don't know why.
Well, then you need to talk to somebody in your neighborhood who's not being very nice. But after 4 of them, that's a little ridiculous.
You could
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
If it's worth it, to you, there are places that you can send it that he'll have to go pick it up. That's in his neighborhood. That he has to actually go in, produce ID, pick that book up. Yep. You have to look into it, but there are some package courier services that he'll have to go into.
I believe you can do that with FedEx because I have that with one of my distributors, apparel distributors, where I have to go in and show my license. That I have to prove to them I'm me and then sign for it.
Yeah,
before I can take it. Yeah,
you might want to. You might want to try that. Yeah, and good on you, by the way, for wanting to make sure that your customer got the book. 4 times.
In the Netherlands, if
4 times seems 2 times excessive.
Yeah.
What did you say, Mike? I'm sorry.
In the Netherlands, if you miss your package, it actually gets dropped off at the local distribution, which is usually a supermarket or a small shop or something that just does it as an extra. And then you got to show your ID and get everything, and then you can take your package home.
Jennifer says to go check on eBay to see if he's selling it.
Yeah,
he might be getting it and moving it.
Yeah, go do some research, find out. Speaking of packages, we are getting ready to send.
We have to wrap this one up. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that, and I'm getting ready to send out the art materials to Cameroon. For the students. Thank you guys for donating. We raised over $310.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're gonna close that off then, right? No more
donations, please.
It's April 1st, and we're not April fooling. No more donations. We're getting supplies for Denani and shipping them out to his students in Cameroon.
I am shipping them to his cousin in Ohio.
Good.
Who will be tending him because there is no mailing addresses in Cameroon.
Oh, okay.
There's no the only place that has mailing addresses is like schools, churches, hospital, places like that.
Yeah.
So they know how. So his cousin knows how to get it to him.
He knows how to get it to him. Good.
Yeah. Good. So those will be sent. But awesome. I want to thank everybody who donated. You guys are awesome. Paper, pencils. We got sharpeners. We got crayons. Stuff that the 90s told me is just not available in Cameroon. Just not available. Yeah. We got some markers for inking. Some technical pens for inking.
Oh yeah.
So we've got a couple more things to get, but other than that, it'll probably be going out this this next coming week, it'll be going out to Ohio, and from there, I expect the 90 to probably produce pictures and stuff of them going through the box, which I will share here on Indie Vault in the coming weeks. Sugar, last man to the party, but you get to go first. Where can they find you at, sir?
You can find me on YouTube. I'm Sugar Chris. I'm also on Twitter. It's at Kino Subway.
Mhm.
And I just go on YouTube and I do a morning show where I interview crowdfunding comic book creators. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Excellent, sir. Let's go. Mike, where can they find you at, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at @and_ends. I'm on Facebook under Fairies and Ants. And you can find Live on Korra 3 on Indiegogo, where we're one battle away from giving away an original page. So yeah, that's it from me.
Yeah, Mr. Leach.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube as Comic Book Black Belt, where you'll find all kinds of production videos on my channel. You can also find me at comicbookblackbelt.com, at russleach.com. You can find me on the Twitter, on the Fleecebook, and you can find me over at onlydeathcansavus.com, which is the website for my book, Only Death Can Save Us. And there'll be a link on there for the Indiegogo campaign, which is still currently in demand. So grab a copy while it lasts.
Cool. Miss Lola.
You can find me glued to my computer.
Hitting that refresh button every 5 seconds. Come on.
Look who popped in at the 2-hour mark.
Oh,
What's up, guys? Sorry, I was literally. You can even look. Actually, hold on. I'll turn my camera on real quick. So I've been working on all of those boxes of comics and everything here all morning. So I got completely distracted. Yeah.
Turn your camera again. Say hello to your dad.
Yeah.
Hey, Dad.
Hello.
But anyways, so I have all those here, and then I have
let me see.
all of these here.
He turns the camera. He turns his microphone.
Yeah.
yes.
Anyways, I'm off camera now.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Glad to see that the Embrace is doing well.
Yes.
Yes. We wrapped up our first 30 days at a little over 7K yesterday, which is huge.
Nice. Yeah.
It's very good.
Well done.
That book looks great.
And you're on for another 30 days or what?
Yep, we're on for another 30 days, and then we will be going in demand as well. We'll keep the in demand open until we start fulfillment of the books, because I don't like it, having made the mistake when I did the 0 issue of keeping it in demand while I was fulfilling, doing like multiple waves of shipment while you while you have everything going on is just such a headache.
Yep.
So it's just. We'll probably be doing. I actually have someone handling individual fulfillment on the domestic side, so I'll only be handling the international books, which will be so nice.
Nice.
Much easier to do like 20 books than to do hundreds.
Yes.
Yes.
Lola launched lore last night, and she's she took over my campaign, my page. I don't know if you guys noticed. So I can't just look at the campaign as a visitor anymore, because she crawled into my page, my account, and look at it. It's now listed as Varian and Krista. It is no longer says Varian in the corner. It just says Varian and Krista. Like, what? It's like those couples that have joint Facebook accounts.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So like so
now you're partially responsible for this book.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, we listen. We all know who catches hell when something goes wrong with his book. We all know who catches hell. It is I'm the first person to hear about it, and damn it, I better fix it. So fix this now. She wades me. I get those wade letters from her. Fix this now. She's I'm gonna sue my wife for for what's it? Tortious interference.
Wow.
Drag her ass to court.
That'll work out real well.
Yeah. Miss
Oh man.
Miss Lola, where can you be found? Where I got your campaign up here. Here, I'll play the video real quick for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I think I can play the video. 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll play it.
You can find me on Linktree under indie_princess. You can find all my links there, and you can find lore on Indiegogo.
Hang on, Varian. Give me a second here.
Okay.
Actually, you can find that. Right here.
It all started with an invite. Then you wake up in a cage. You would never expect what happens next. Who lives? Who dies? Are you ready to get lured?
Nice.
There you go.
That was really cool.
Yeah. That's, believe it or not, folks, that is our own Mr. Zim on the with the doing the voiceover work.
It all started with a voice request.
In a world.
and then Lola is doing the voice work for Jason Doobie's Shadowhunters.
Yeah.
Might be. She's the voice of Jenna over there. So it's like I listened to that trail. I'm like, I know that voice. Oh, wait a minute.
Did you say the Doobie brothers were back? In pub form.
Yeah. Go check out Lure over on Indiegogo, ladies and gentlemen. Please give her some money because she's making books for 10 years. She's been publishing them. Now she's making her own. Let's take care of her. This is an adult-only book, though, so be warned. Don't give it to the kiddies, or they're going to have questions afterwards.
Lots of questions.
I have questions.
Yeah. Mr. Oden, where can you be found, sir?
You can find me on Twitter at ElysianFields_0. You can find the Nine Realms publishing page up on Facebook, and obviously the Embrace is currently live on Indiegogo. We were going to be closing out the Elysian Fields issue 0 add-on here yesterday, but with it being with the campaign having ended on a hump day, I figured we'd give people to the end of the weekend. So if you want to get a hold of the Elysian Fields issue 0 remaster add-on, or if you want to get a hold of the Nine Realms catalog, that'll be up there through the weekend. But that's where you can find me. And thanks so much. I'm sorry I only got in here like literally the last second, but
literally.
Yeah, come on, Michael. You shouldn't be so late.
Dude, you know what, Chris? Coming from a guy where you're like where you're like what, 20 minutes late? Most of your streams.
Leave it up to Odin. That's what it is.
Joe
Hey,
points out, you two have formed the power couple called Vista, not associated with the operating system.
It better
And
not
Mark-
be it, or it wouldn't work.
There you go. Yes. Mark wants to point out suing your wife's a great way to lose half your stuff, whether you win or not. LOL.
Suing your wife is a great way to lose all your stuff.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, all of it. Just oh man. Plus, I know she'll have Italian gangsters visit my house. You want to should hurt you? You want to should hurt you? Have a seat over here. Go sit in the corner. It's full kid. I like my knees very much. Thank you. Yeah. I'm starting to get arthritis in one, but I prefer to keep them intact as much as I possibly can.
Fair enough.
We want to thank all of our radio listeners today. What's our radio number?
72,000
72,000.
even.
Good
There we go.
lord.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you,
Hello,
guys.
everybody.
Go over there and back these campaigns. Talk to these fine folks online. They don't bite. Well, Sugar might bite a bit,
Yeah.
but if he hasn't
nip-
eaten, he gets a little.
He
He's a
nips.
Yeah, look at these campaigns.
They're light, gentle nibbles. That's all.
The only thing I do is just turn the pictures I get into a book. So
If you send
it's
her,
not too bad.
yeah, if you
Jake's
send her-
already really worried.
Yeah.
He's really worried. He's trusting your Photoshop skills.
Yeah, you got to take out that picture of the Enola. You got to move that picture of the Enola Gay off of his.
He has said 3 more inches, please. I don't know what that means.
Randy, where can you find that, sir?
You can find me on Facebook under Randy Zimmerman. You can find me on Twitter under Randy Zim. I'm not over there very often, but you can reach me over there if you have to. You can look for the Arrow Comics 4.0 page over on Facebook where we're showing more art. I'm trying to put more up all the time. Over on YouTube, there's an Arrow Comics 4.0 channel, and we just put up our a header that Rival Turtle sent to us yesterday.
Lovely.
That was a lot of fun. Actually,
Nice.
It looks surprisingly like this. And I made him put his credit line down there in the corner too.
I'm so
Or else
excited.
he wasn't going to do it. So, yeah. Other than that, we do have the Indie Volt Revolt campaign currently going on over at Indiegogo. It's a sequential art collection. I'm really tired of seeing just 42 backers. So the next
Come on, guys.
backer who comes on and buys a book, a physical book, whether it's the retailer pack, the double pack, any of the cover sets, I will send a sketch with your package on the next book.
Well, there
I'll
go.
send you
Grab
a
it.
sketch of one of the characters that'll be in the book.
See, and this is why I really, really, really want need a credit card as a Dutch person.
Yeah.
So,
Jump in and be the 30 or the 43rd backer. That puts us closer to 50. At 50, we add 10 more pages to the book.
And everybody gets the print.
And everybody gets a
Everybody
print
gets
of Mischievous by Daphne Lage. So
Worth having.
Worth having. A lot of
oh
fun.
yes.
Other than that, you're going to find me here on Sunday morning doing an episode of Sunday Funnies, where it's going to be probably a group of us old guys sitting around trying to talk about comics again. I know Brian K. Morris is scheduled to be on. Hopefully we'll have Glenn, maybe Russell will show up, and we'll just talk funny books again. And we try to talk about the more lighter and whimsical side of comics on the Sunday Funnies program that's 9 a.m. on Sunday morning Eastern Standard Time. And then Varian and I and Indie Princess will be back on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for the Livewire broadcast here on Indie Volt and Indie Volt Radio through Indie Volt Media, and through your Facebook and YouTube as well. And then again, we'll be back Thursday morning once more for the Breakfast Buzz at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep, that's where we'll be. We're always here. We can find me on KYD_V on Twitter. Varying ground on pretty much everything else. If you want to buy some comics from me, feel free. You can check those out at lastcallcomics.com. That's the name of my publishing company that I co-own with my wife because she owns half of everything.
Oh, I thought you were going to mention Liberty Entertainment Distribution.
Oh, that was next. That's next. But yeah, so lastcallcomics.com. Pop over there and check that out. Personal website is whenweriot.com. But yeah, so you can find me there and just find my art. Liberty Entertainment Distribution, helping people get their independent books in stores, helping creators connect, retailers connect to those independent books. Check out Liberty Entertainment Distribution today. We are adding new books all the time. As a matter of fact, I'll be doing a lot of work on it today. And really excited about a couple things, a couple announcements we're making. I'm not making any announcements today because you won't take them seriously.
Yeah,
but
nobody will believe it.
Yeah, but a lot of announcements. Also, if you want to join our radio listeners, you can do so. Download the Indie Volt Radio app on Google Play or on iOS. You can download the streamer link, tune in, a couple other platforms that allow you to listen in live. Indie Volt Radio plays music, independent music, and talk shows, much like this one. Something that you won't find on Indie Vote YouTube, as a matter of fact. We just added a few others, so really excited about that. Indie Vote Radio, check us out, join the listenership, grow with us.
Which I run also.
Yeah, because I create, then I pass it on to her to run, and then I go create some more. It's like kids in a way, I wanted it when it was cute. Now you can raise it. If you want to check out Indie Vote TV, you can do so on Roku. Roku enabled televisions and devices. It's free. Independent movies streaming 24/7. It's like Netflix, but it's free. We got independent movies up there. Some original series coming very soon. Check out Seth and Tia, Becoming the Reaper, Agent 11. Pop of Zero has a lot of films up there. They actually go investigate haunted things around actual close to me in Michigan. So it's really cool. It's a really cool series we have up there. Go check that out on Indie Vote TV today. And then you can always email us at indievote@indievote.com. Please include Indie Vote Live in the subject, and please keep those emails 90 words or less. I'll put them on a little card, and we'll make fun of them on Indie Vote Live Wire. Yeah, it is. It's okay, Patricia, though. Go ahead. Let's take it out and just go ahead and do it.
Just not on the webcam.
Yeah, just not on the webcam, please. And as we leave today, we want to remind everybody of the immortal words of Jack Kirby, who says, "Kid, comics will break your heart."
Oh yes.
Every day.
Every single day.
And I keep going back to her, and she's like,
"Keep going back. It's in the blood. It's in the blood."
Yeah.
Sim says, "Hello, everyone. Hello, we must be going."
Just in time.
Sim.
Yeah.
Hello.
Sim. Poor Sim. He's not up here with everybody else.
Yeah. He's later than Sugar. He actually later than Oaten.
Yeah, man.
Hey.
I thought I set the bar high for lateness, but
no. If as long you can be late here, but if your book is late, I'll roast you.
Yeah. Hey, Varian, who delivered their book 3 months their first campaign 3 months early?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you're delivering early, prematurely in some cases.
Well,
Good night, everyone.
And with that, we want to wish everybody a great day. We'll see you on Sunday morning for the Sunday Funnies, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, please stay. Unless we have to break in for breaking news. Says, yeah, I did not get invited. Sim says, well, Sim, you're always invited.
Yeah, you're always invited, sir.
You did not send us a message request.
I'm just going to create a Twitter account and put everyone in there and just put the link in. Yeah.
That's actually what a lot of people do. I think that's a plan for you.
Yeah.
That way everybody can ignore it at once.
Yeah,
great.
Exactly. Everyone can be like, screw these guys.
Can you imagine that book came in the mail and picks it up? Oh, Michael came early, just like him. Anyway,
how dare you?
Hey man, you can't be talking to my ex about that sort of thing, man. I thought
Good night, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon. We'll see you guys later.
Take care, everybody. I'll take a shot. Take care. Stay healthy.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked?